Good morning and welcome to the Oasis Center for Spiritual Living, where we come together as one, providing spiritual tools for daily living. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Reverend Tucker. I am the senior minister here at the Oasis, and I have this wonderful team that God has provided me that I always like to introduce. First off is my assistant, my faithful assistant, Faith. I love being able to say that. Play on words. She has been my assistant since the day she was born, basically. She used to come up on the podium, and I would sit her on the podium while I did announcements, and she would help me do announcements. And then later on, she and her sister started being like ushers after the fact, handing out affirmation cards and the like. And about 5 years ago, she became my assistant, my official assistant. And so she's the one behind the scenes. If you say hi, good morning, hello, like we like you to, she's the one that answers. And I always go back and look and see if there's anything I need to add, but usually not. She knows me better than I know myself. She's grown up like 6 blocks away from my house and used to spend a lot of her time over at my house. So she knows me pretty well. Anyway, and she is our soloist. And today we're going to be doing Gifts of the Goddess. Is that what it was?
Yes, I'm very, very excited for this one.
Are you? Good? Yeah. It's a Karen Drucker song off of, what was the CD?
Songs of Spirit 2.
Songs of Spirit 2. Yeah. Okay, well, cool. I'm looking forward to listening to it. I love that song. So this will be great. All right. And then there is my partner in crime, the wise and powerful Oz. He's been with me since like 1998, basically. Took all of his practitioner training with me, my first baby practitioner, and then became my board president. And he was my board president for many, many years. And now he moved off to Florida, so we lost him for a short time. Now that I have the software, he's back in my life. Yay! I love having Oz here. He is our practitioner on duty today, which means he's going to pray us in and pray us out and be available at the end for our 1-minute miracle, which I will talk about a little bit later. So thank you for being here, both of you. I really appreciate it. I couldn't do this without you. And I couldn't do this without all of you. So there's 1,000 things you could be doing on a Sunday morning. I'm really blessed that you're here, and we love having you here. The topic today is living your best life, and we'll see how that goes. I have no notes. I thought I had notes on it, but I don't have any notes. So we'll see how that goes. But say hi, hello, good morning, however you like. If we're in a facility, I can look out and see who's here. And with this software, I don't have that ability. So it's really nice to have somebody, reach out and say hi. Whether you're here in real time or you're here later on, just let me know that you were here. That'd be great. We would really appreciate it. There's a watch party button in case you would like to invite your friends. It's a really good way for your friends to see what kind of services we have on Sunday. And you can talk amongst yourselves so you can't bother anybody. So hit that watch party button and invite all of your friends. Introduce them to what we're doing. Thank you, Mahesh Pereira. He says, keep it up. And so anyway, hit that watch party button, invite all of your friends, and make sure that you introduce people to this philosophy. I happen to think it's the best philosophy out there, but I'm a little prejudiced, just a tiny bit. All right. I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Allow the service to uplift and inspire you as we move into our centering song.
The presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
The presence of God right here, right now, for God is always and God is everywhere in everything. When we conceive of something that is omnipotent and eternal, these things must be so. God must be right here, right now, in me, in you, in all things we encounter, and in all things that could possibly be. For God encompasses all of them and all possibilities beyond what already exists. For God's presence is inescapable, unavoidable, and all-embracing, and potentially creating the best possible world for all concerned. Right now, I relax and know that God is planning this universe as it goes on and as it continues to unfold. I await the best possible outcome for each and all concerned, for I know that within God all these things are possible, and as we allow them, they become inevitable. I know this is good and very good, and I give thanks that it is so, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Oz. All right. This next song is one of Reverend... Oh, I forgot to introduce my adjunct music team. Reverend Fairy Lane Silver. I bought all of her CDs, but she's wrote a lot of this music when she was in practitioner training in our philosophy. And so we use her, this song, Surely, or We Are All One, every Sunday, but we also do perform a lot of her music because she has asked us to. And then Karen Drucker, who has been the music director for about 3 churches, gifted us with her entire collection of 20 CDs. So the song that Faith is going to sing later on today, or later on in the service, is Karen Drucker's. So I always like to put a shout out to them because we like to support those who support us. Also, Albertina Jouffre from the Netherlands. We call her Tina. She appears on screen every now and then as a soloist. So anyway, I always like to mention our adjunct music team as well. All right, so this next song, like I said, is one that Reverend Fairy Lane Silver did when she was in practitioner training. And it's a really good reminder that we are all connected. And so if you don't know the words, learn them. And if you do know the words, sing it loud and sing it proud, because you can't bother anybody, right?
We are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it. I hear it and know it, my being. Spirit is all I am seeing. For God is all there is. Grateful am I to be living, open to what I have seen, honoring what I've been given, sharing now what I believe. I remember the oneness around me. I surrender to infinite light, knowing the love that's surrounding me is within me by day and night. And we are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it. Yes, we are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it.
Yes, we are all one. I don't know what's going on with my... I feel like something moved in my... There we go. Let's do it that way. Awesome. That's much better. I forgot to turn off these lights. Oh, well. All right. So if you're here, say hi, hello, good morning. Let us know that you're here. Especially if you come by later, just drop a note to say you were here. Also, if you like something that either I say or Faith sings or Oz prays, by all means, do the thumbs up. Let us know you like it. And if you love something that you hear, send us hearts. We love to get love. If something strikes you as very powerful, by all means, use the wow button. We love getting that feedback because it helps us to make sure that we are communicating God's message as best we can. I'm just the conduit through which it comes. God's actually the one doing the message. So we like to know if we're doing a good job getting that out there. So use that wow button. Let us know. Without further ado, here is Faith singing Gifts of the Goddess from Karen Drucker.
These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. Love, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. Love, I am ready. Are you ready? Joy, I am ready. Are you ready? Peace, I am ready. Are you ready? I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. All the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. Compassion, are you ready? I am ready. Forgiveness, are you ready? I am ready. Laughter, are you ready? I am ready. Are you ready to receive? These are the passions. Are you ready? I am ready. Success. Are you ready? Oh, I am ready. Abundance. Are you ready? Yes, I am ready. I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. All the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. Yo, I am ready to receive. Are you ready? Are the gifts?
I can never tell. On those ones where it's not a karaoke track, I can never tell. It's so crazy.
I know.
And she likes to keep going, with the chants.
Yeah. Yes.
And apparently Missy really liked it because she was dancing
Yeah.
behind you.
Missy was very excited, and honestly, it made me laugh through the whole thing. That was very cute.
I know.
So-
I don't know what the deal was. I've never seen her act like that with a song,
She's normally so chill, and she is like, "Oh my God, yeah!" And now she's probably gone to sleep.
Well, you'll have to play that song for her all the time.
Right? She needs the gifts of the goddess too, y'all.
I know, right? Thank you so much, Faith.
Thank you.
Oh, I do love that song. I do want to point out, though, that in our philosophy, I know a lot of churches, and even in our philosophy, will say Mother, Father, God, or God and Goddess, and that kind of thing. And I have to point out, because I firmly believe, and it's comforting to me that God is not a person. Okay, that we say that we are made in the image and likeness of God, and yet we create God in our image and our likeness by making it a person. I believe it's a divine intelligence, and because if it's a person, it will have preferences. And having grown up Jewish and being told that basically that God prefers men and boys, I feel like it's very comforting to me to know that God can't have any preference, because it is not a person. It's not a he or a she before pronouns were a thing. God is a divine intelligence, so I refer to it as it. I mean, feel free to use whatever word you want. Universe, God, he, she, I don't care. Whatever is comfortable for you. But when I speak, I'm going to speak of it as a divine intelligence. And what I know is that the face of God is everywhere. And so when we talk about, the gifts of the goddess being love, joy, and peace, I feel like those are gifts of God, not necessarily a goddess. But I can certainly understand why she did that. And because God is simply in and through everything. I look right now, the wind is blowing like crazy, and the leaves are falling off the trees, just nuts falling off the trees. Like day before yesterday, my neighbor came over and got rid of all the leaves. And then yesterday, it didn't look like she had done nothing out there. But I know that God is in that wind, and God is in those leaves. And I was looking this morning as I took the dogs out to go potty, I was looking at the leaves on the ground and noticing how much they looked like little paper leaves, like we made in arts and crafts when we were kids. I looked, and the ground just seemed littered with all these like paper leaves. And it was kind of an interesting, I've never really thought much about the leaves before. I know they've usually been like a pain to me because they cover up everything. They cover up the dog poop. It's harder to find. And as you're walking through, you're never sure what you're stepping in. I've always seen it as that. But this morning, I really saw the beauty of that. And I thought about how much I see God in everything, in everybody and everything. And especially today, I'm seeing God in those leaves, which is, when I talk about living your best life, that's what I'm talking about. I'm living my best life when God is foremost in my thoughts, in everything that I think, say, and do. And living your best life is going to be different for everybody, I'm sure. I do know that anybody who is focused on God is living their best life. I know that for a fact, but how it looks can be so much different. Like we come from a family that has a bunch of artists in it. I'm not very artistic. My co-creative abilities are in speaking and in computers, but I have nieces who make jewelry. and it's beautiful jewelry. I'll talk about that in a little while. I have a nephew that paints, and his painting is just amazing. It's very psychedelic. It looks like an acid trip all the time. But I know that him living his best life is when he's out doing, he does these live performance art kind of things. Like he goes to these events and he does the painting right there in front of everybody. And they're wild. They're just wild painting. But he's living his best life when he's doing that. He lives in a loft above a studio. And for him, that's his best life. That would not be my best life. But, you know, and then his dad and his mom are both photographers, and living their best life was when they were out taking pictures of nature, for example. They had their own company where they did art photography. And, you know, I had just pretty much everybody in my family had some kind of artistic ability. That's just not my forte. I have a lot of qualities. Those are not one of them. But I know that my best life is being able to do this, being able to come every week and speak for God, let God speak through me so that I uplift and inspire, or God uplifts and inspires the world. I mean, that really is truly me living my best life. But it starts with the ability to see God in everything, in every person, in every animal that I meet, even the ones I don't like very much. Like I've had to learn how to see God in bees and spiders because they're not my favorite creatures. And so rather than want to kill them, I started working on seeing the God in them and seeing how perfect their being in the world is in relation to all of creation. And so when I talk about living my best life, or you living your best life, or us living our best lives, what I'm saying is that it starts with an appreciation for not only our gifts, but for the gift of God, right, in our lives. Like all you have to do is look around. It's pretty amazing when you think about what it takes for Mother Nature. Mother Nature knows automatically when to make leaves and when to drop leaves. Nobody has to say, okay, trees, it's now time. You know, they know when to change color. And really, I mean, I'm not a mountain girl. I'm a beach girl. So I don't really go up in the mountains and enjoy when the aspens turn or anything like that. I get a little bit of that out of my own yard because I've got trees that, like this ash that I'm looking at right now, turns purple. Imagine me liking purple, right? I got it because it's a purple ash. Purple autumn ash is what it's called. But I also have ones that turn bright orange, and I have ones that turn bright yellow. And in the past, it's never really been all that spectacular for me. For some reason this year, I'm looking at it and I'm really seeing how God is in operation. Whether, you know, it's flowers or it's trees with their leaves, or my stick tree that I found out it was not budding. Those are seed pods. My neighbor finally went up and grabbed one because they're way, way high. And so she kept waiting for it to blossom, and it wasn't blossoming. So she finally got up on a ladder and got one and said, no, they're not buds. They're seed pods. But, you know, just that awareness that someday it might flower because it has flowered in the past. When I see God there, it just enriches the beauty of it. And so I look at it like living my best life is like living the dream. And I don't mean it sarcastically. Like when you talk to people, especially cowboys, you'll say, how are you? And they'll go, living the dream. And you think, well, okay, as far as I can tell, your life is not working out real well, but okay, if you say that's living the dream. I'm not talking about that kind of dream. The Egyptians had this dream practice where they actually learned to control their dreams to affect a certain outcome. And we now call that conscious dreaming. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, but in a conscious way, not just in the dream state, like not while you're sleeping, but in your own reality. You are co-creating with that infinite power, that infinite presence, that God, divine intelligence that I was talking about. You are co-creating with that. And to do it consciously is truly living your best life. Native Americans do vision questing to receive a vision about who we are and what we're here for. We call that visioning, sort of, in religious science. We do a visioning process where we ask for God's vision for our life because, we just see this much as a possibility. It's all about possibilities. I don't know how many of you remember this movie, but What the Bleep Do I Know? Marlee Matlin was sitting there watching this kid bounce a basketball, and she turns away and there's thousands of basketballs flying everywhere, and she turns back to him and all she sees is the one. And it was talking about the possibilities. Like, God has all these possibilities laid out before it and sees all of that, and we just see this little itty-bitty portion. So when we do visioning, what we're doing is we're asking for the more basketballs. We're asking for the more possibilities to be shown to us. We're given our guides and our allies help guide us to the right experience. There's this one prayer that I like. Everything I experience is my creation. Everything I see, I created. Everything I am, I created. Everything in my life, I create. There's a single field of energy that connects everything, and it connects everything I experience. And so when I'm talking about living my best life, it's when I'm aware of that process, that everything I experience is my creation. Everything I see, I created. Everything I am, I created. Everyone in my life, I created. And the people that say things that trigger me, upset me, make me feel discomfort are people showing up to play a part I assigned them in my story, right? The illusion will persist until I tend to acknowledge my path. So the more that I blame other people for the things that happen in my life, the more likely that my story is going to continue to be what I perceive as negative. But the minute that I'm willing to accept responsibility, not only for the things that happen in my life, but the people that are in my life, the master teachers, so to speak, anyone who really upsets me, really triggers me a lot, is a master teacher. And when I can recognize that and I can be with that and accept it and work with it, what they've taught me grows me. But as long as I see them as an enemy or someone that has done something to me, I don't grow. I just stay stuck. Because the only reason that someone or something enters and remains in my experience of reality is because I have a storyline that they fit into. So really, it's about changing the storyline. Because every story I've ever told is based on my subconscious conditioning. It's all based on separating myself from the circumstances. So the more I tell the story, the more life just happens to me. And the more judgment I have, the more suffering I'm going to endure. My judgment drives my attention to the circumstances. So, for instance, if your story is about financial scarcity, the fear cryogenically freezes your experience of reality. You're stuck in time, experiencing lack and limitation. If your story is about health, your health is cryogenically frozen in the condition you've been diagnosed with or afraid that you have. Like me, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and it does affect my life. I won't lie to you. I won't say it doesn't, but I don't allow it to control every aspect of my life. I'm forever working towards remission, so that I have more flexibility with what I can do. But I don't tell the story over and over again, oh, I can't do that because I have this, or, that kind of thing. I look at it positively. Like, I get to change my diet because I feel so much better when I eat that way, right? Instead of, oh my God, I can't eat that because I have Hashimoto's. You see what I'm saying? If your story is about not being loved, you are cryogenically frozen into patterns that play out over and over again. The faces change, but the characters do not. I used to know this minister at Mile High that taught this relationship workshop that I took. And it was during a rough time in my marriage. And I literally we were talking about breaking up. And I went to this relationship workshop and he said, I know you, the face is different, but you are the same person. And he started talking about how wherever you go, there you are. Whatever relationship you're in, there you are. And the only common theme in every relationship is you. So if you experience the same relationship over and over and over again, and you keep thinking it's the other person, if the only one who's always there is you, then maybe you need to change your focus to, what am I doing that's causing this? What am I creating? Why am I attracting people like that into my life, right? And I know that sounds like blame. I know there's a real difference between blame and responsibility. Blame is like, look what I created. I can't do anything about it. Oh my God. And responsibility says, I created this so I can uncreate it. I have the power to uncreate it and create something else. So when I say that I attract someone into my life to show me the places that are unhealed within me, that's what I'm saying. I'm taking responsibility for that and working on those places that are unhealed. In dream interpretation, you're all of the people in your dream. Each person represents a part of myself that I cannot express in my conscious reality, right? So if I am the hero or heroine in this case of my dream, it's because I haven't embraced that fully, that I am truly a heroine in my own life. And if I am the criminal or whatever, the antagonizer, whatever you want to call it, the monster, it's because I haven't embraced that part of myself either. I haven't allowed it to come to the surface so I can work with it. It's all material to be worked with. I mean, that's really the gist of it, is no matter who I am, all the parts and pieces of me come together to form who I am. And when I embrace those, I'm living my best life because I'm really getting to the authentic part of myself. I ask you, what is your best life? You may not be an artist. You might be a musician. You might be a teacher. You might be, I don't know, a surfer. You know, what is your best life? It's only you that determines that. I can't tell you what your best life is. I can only tell you how to get to that. And how to get to that is by telling a different story, right? Is by telling a story of the life you want to have, and by focusing your attention on where God lives in all things and people. Our lives, in actuality, are a dream that our subconscious mind has woven. So we're the people who show up in our dream representing those parts of ourselves that we can't express in our conscious reality. However, anything that has been created can be uncreated, and something much better can take its place. When I keep telling the same story about my life, I become the ultimate prisoner inside of my own dream. We've tricked ourselves into believing by willingly giving away our power to our own creation. So we believe that we're prisoners trapped there. And you can't blame the other people in your life for responding or reacting the way they do, because they're living their story as well. So living our best life really has a lot to do with acceptance of ourselves, being more authentic about who we are, and recognizing God in all of it. It's really easy to see God when life is perfect. And my life is far from perfect, trust me. But it's really like when you're in love, for example, it's really easy to see God everywhere, right? You're in love. The world is beautiful. All is well. It's a lot harder when things are not going the way we would like them to. It's a lot harder when you're under the stress of a bad relationship or someone going to jail or prison or depression or, being diagnosed with something or having a financial disaster happen. It's a lot harder to see God in those circumstances, but when we seek out and cultivate that relationship or court that relationship with God, it turns around. It makes all of that superfluous to our life, right? Because what really matters is our relationship with God, that courting of that relationship with God. God isn't out there somewhere. God's in here. So we're courting that relationship with a part of ourselves, that inner knowingness, that inner piece of ourselves that does see the bigger possibility, does see the urging for a better life, That's what urges us forward into a better life, is that inner being within us, because it knows there's a possibility for that. And so I ask you again, what is your best life? How are you going to live your best life? Perhaps your best life is a rodeo. I know a lot of girls women even, who do barrel racing and that kind of thing. And their best life is really the rodeo. Their best life is working their horse. Their best life is rounding up cows. I have a friend who, she and her husband have a ranch, and they raise bulls and they raise cows, and he trains horses. And that is her best life. She is living her best life. It isn't my life. I could no more do her job than the man in the moon. It's a hard, it's a 5:30 in the morning till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night kind of life. Hard labor. But I recognize that she is living her best life. I know other people who give to the world in everything that they do, and they're living their best life. I know that being in service to God is really the best life I can think of to live. That's why I think I'm living my best life. It's not 100%. I will tell you, it has its ups and downs. I trip over things a little bit here and there. But I do feel like I am living my best life. Not only in church, but, in the other business that I have, our vision is that we're healing one person at a time with the ozone therapy. And so I feel like I'm in service to God no matter what I do. Like one of my mentor ministers, Dr. Fred Vogt, said, I'm the same person you meet on the street as you see in the pulpit. Because living authentically, my best life is about being in service. And I just try to be the same person no matter where I am. I try to be that person with my friends and family. I try to be that person out in the world. I try to be that person in my business. I try to be that person in my ministry. I try to be as authentic as I can here when I meet with you every Sunday, because I do know that is living my best life, when I am 100% myself all the time. Do I fail occasionally? Oh, yes, definitely. Do I get angry? Of course. Do I not see the God in everybody all the time? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's very difficult to see the God in people. So I fall down just like everybody else. I'm not perfect. But I do know that 100% of the time, I focus my attention and my intention on living that God-based life, in living a life that says God is in and through everything. And everywhere I look, I see the face of God. And the gifts of God, or the goddess, or the universe, or however you want to put it, are truly love, peace, and joy. Love, because without God, there would not be any love. It's the love of God that comes down through me. I like to see it as like a funnel up here, comes down through me and comes out from my heart to other people. To me, that's what love is. So without God, there wouldn't be any love. So I really, truly feel like that is a gift of God. Peace is another one. It's very hard to have peace when you don't have that idea of a higher power to live by. I always say that what happened at Columbine was because the kids did not have a concept for a higher power. And so all of the things that happened to them overtook them because they didn't have hope or faith that a better day was coming. They couldn't see anything better because they didn't believe in a higher power. And so I do believe that peace is one of those. And of course, joy, as I talk about joy all the time, it's about living in the moment and knowing what is joyful about that moment. It's not this big, huge thing, but that's also a gift from God. And I will talk more about that during the Christmas season, because we do the topics of Christmas. I can't remember what we call them now. But anyway, we do love, peace, hope, and joy. And so I'll be talking about joy in a couple of weeks. So here we are. We're heading into the Christmas season. Next week, we're going to talk about Halloween, and then we're gonna do a month of grateful Thanksgiving for November, and then we start right in with those topics of love, peace, joy, and hope. I always do hope right around Hanukkah, because that's what Hanukkah is about, is the hope of the world. Hi, Fred, Kathy, and Marlene. It's 11:11. They are visiting me right now. So this week, what I'd really like you to focus on, if you would, is recognizing that God is everywhere and really thinking about, what is your best life? What kind of dream would you like to be living? Are you living it now? Maybe you have your toe in it, but what would it take for you to live that constantly? Can you do that with me? Can you really think about what your best life is and how to create it? And all the while, focus your attention on seeing God in and through everything. Can you do that with me this week? Let's have a prayer. Right now, I turn my awareness to that infinite power, that infinite presence of God, to that place within me that knows beyond human understanding just how powerful God is, how truly wonderful it is. For God is simply all there ever has been, all there ever will be, and all there is in this moment here, right now. Only God. And so that's where I find myself, in the midst of God, my very essence, my very life, my very being. It is who and what I am. And every thought, every action, every deed is guided and led by that one ancient wisdom of the ages. That is God within me. That is God flowing through me. That same truth is so for everyone on the team, for Faith and for Oz and for Lynn and for Tina and for Karen and Elaine. For we are one in it, as it, through it. And every thought, every action, every deed is guided and led by that same ancient wisdom of the ages, that is God within us, flowing through us, being in us. I know the same truth to be so for everyone here today in real time and everyone who comes later to visit. For there is no place where one leaves off and the other begins. We are all one in it. And that same ancient wisdom of the ages flows through everything we think, say, and do. For we are all one. Matakyo Yasin, all my brethren, we are related. All our relations. And so it is in this awareness that I bless this coming week, because I do know that as we focus our attention on God, as we focus our attention on the beauty and the life that has been provided us by that divine intelligence, our life gets infinitely better immediately. Our outlook is better. Our actual physical experience is better. All the pieces and parts of life are better. I know that as we focus our attention and intention on what it means for us to live our best life, that we are blessed with answers that may surprise us, but are so totally amazing in their scope, in our happiness and the joy that we experience. for the gifts that we have been given, that peace, love, and joy present themselves so clearly. I just celebrate this as I know it for every name that is in the ministry of prayer. Because I do know that whatever issue we are experiencing, God is the answer. So I know this for every name that is in the ministry of prayer today. I know only God, only the power of God. I claim it. I pull back the veil right now, revealing that truth here and now. And I claim it in their name as good and very good. As I give thanks for this, and I just let it be. And so it is. Amen. All right, now is our opportunity to receive your gifts, tithes, and offerings, and your opportunity to be thankful, be grateful for that which you have already received in your physical world and that which you have already created in the mind of God but have not yet seen in the physical world. But it's coming. It is coming. It always works, right? In a minute, I'm going to invite you to go to oasiscsl.org and say the offering affirmation with us. But first, I'd like to talk about, because underneath that is the Contribute Now button, and I want to talk about contributions here real quick. We don't have a facility, so you're not paying for rent or minister salaries or utilities or any of those things. What you're contributing to is God's message getting out into the world. We have viewers from all over the world. Right now, a lot of people from UK, the Netherlands, Holland, Germany, because they're English-speaking countries. Well, they're taught those English as a second language. I'd really like for us to get to the point where we are in every country, because God's message is uplifting and inspiring each of us, and I really want that for the rest of the world. That's living my best life, is being present to be able to deliver this message to the world. So anyway, that's what you're contributing to, because marketing that does take money, unfortunately. We live in a world where money, you have to apply money to get things done. So right now, I'm going to invite you to go to www.oasiscsl.org. And about 2/3 down the page is our offering affirmation. Please, whether you're doing this in real time or you're watching it later on, you can do this with us. Please say this offering affirmation with me. This perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give and joyously I receive. And so it is. Click on that Contribute Now button and help us get this message out into the world. All right. We have this wonderful team of licensed practitioners that we like to call our God Squad. It's the healing arm of the church, and they will accept your prayer requests and pray on those every day for a week. So if you would like prayer for something, you can put it in the comments section. If you don't want it to be public, you can DM Faith, and she'll make sure that it gets on the private-facing Facebook group page that only the God Squad has access to. So again, if you want prayer for something, put it in the comments section or let Faith know and she will add it to the private facing group page that we have for the God Squad. All right. And our God Squad is made up of licensed practitioners. However, if you would like to participate only for the prayers, only for the prayers every day for a week, you don't have to be a licensed practitioner. The requirements are that you do affirmative prayer, no asking, no beseeching, must be affirmative prayer every day for a week. You follow through on that, and all the requests are confidential, meaning you don't tell your spouse, you don't tell your family, you don't tell anybody else. Those are completely 100% confidential. If you're willing to serve in that capacity and agree to those terms, you could be part of the God Squad only for the prayer request. So if you would like to do that, say yes in the comment section, and Faith will add you as a God Squad member to that private facing group page. If you would like to be part of our online community and receive advance notice of everything that we're doing before everyone else gets it, type more in the comments section, and Faith will add you to our public facing group page for Facebook so that you get that information before anybody else does. And that makes you part of our online community. So again, type more in there if you want to do that. So our wonderful team of licensed practitioners are available. Oz is available right now, actually, after the service for our 1 Minute Miracle. It's not a time for counseling, but it is a time where you can share with him whatever situation you're experiencing, and he will stop, drop, and pray with you right then and there. I don't know what is going on with the animals. I don't know if it's the wind or something, but they're all like, "Arr!" Nobody's staying put where they're supposed to be. Anyway, he's available for what we call our 1 Minute Miracle. So you reach out to him by video chat. If he doesn't answer right away, then he will then try back in a few minutes. It means he's probably on the phone with someone else. And our licensed practitioners are available by a fee, or by appointment for a fee for spiritual guidance. Meeting with Oz is not that. It's just a quick prayer. So if you would like to get some spiritual guidance, you can reach out to them by video chat. You can actually reach out to them like a message on Facebook or email or something, and let them know that you'd like an appointment. They'll arrange for you to pay them either through PayPal or Cash App or Venmo or Wise. I don't get involved in any of that. They all have their separate business, and they determine how they're going to take payment. Anyway, that you pay for the session, and then you'll make an appointment with them, and they will reach out to you by video chat at your appointed time. So take advantage of this loving service they provide. Practitioners are the bomb. Even we ministers use our practitioners for prayer. So definitely take advantage of this loving service they provide. All right. This is a necklace from Brooks and Bailey. This is a mala bead necklace. The Buddhists and the Hindus use it to do their mantras. So they take one bead and move it each time they say the mantra. I suggest using it for affirmations because I say do 100 affirmations a day, and there are 108 beads on this necklace. This one's made of amethyst, and it is $60. However, they do have mala bead necklaces that are as inexpensive as $30. It all depends on what gem you want. Anyway, here's their information. All of the proceeds go to Rocky Mountain Lab Rescue, a very worthy cause. And you can reach out to them through Brooks and Bailey 0307 at gmail.com. Or they also have a Facebook page. I try to repost their events, not just because they're my nieces, but because I like to support those who support us, for one thing. For another thing, I really believe in what they're doing. I mean, the quality on this, I don't know, you can't really see, but the quality on this is just excellent. They do really good work. So anyway, there you go. All right, Faith.
And please check out my metaphysical shop. The website no longer works, but you guys can order through Instagram and Facebook. We have intention jars as well as bath salts to help you focus on whatever you are currently working on, as well as kits to make them yourselves. So please check that out, and you can order us through Instagram and Facebook, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you and help you get your products to you. As well as follow us for any upcoming events, as we are looking to add a health element here in about January.
Oh, that's exciting. Here is this is a prosperity jar that she made me a long time ago. The wax is just coming off in droves because I play with it all the time when I'm focused on my intention for my finances. We also have an adjunct company. Angel Renee has candles that are intention candles, and a tea bag that you put into your bath with all these wonderful herbs that the smell of it helps you focus on your intention. So Wonderful products. I recommend all of them. And then we have the music from Reverend Fairy Elaine Silver. Her website, for some reason, she's not able to update her website. So she can't change it to show you how to pay for it. She travels around the country singing, and she always has her CDs in her trunk of her car. So if you like her music, by all means, go to the website, figure out which CD you want to buy, and then get in touch with her by email, and she will figure out a way for you to pay for it, and then she'll send it off to you. She's really good about making sure you get it. Then we also have Karen Drucker, whose website does work. You can buy it by the song, by the CD, by the songbook. She has karaoke files, everything. So, and you can pay for it on her website. So, like I said, she has donated her entire collection to us of 20 CDs 3 years ago. She may have more by now, but but at the point that we were asking, she donated her entire collection. So we love to have you support her and go ahead and buy her music. All right. And then check us out at oasiscsl.org. We have sermons from the last 3 years on video and for years prior on audio. Also, we're on YouTube and SoundCloud. YouTube has the videos and SoundCloud has the audio files under S. Tucker. So check all that out. As we move into our closing song, which is a great one to get as a meme in your head. So if you don't know the words, learn them. It's really easy.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And I know the blessings of God follow us, in us, and around us, wherever we go, wherever we are. For God is in all things, as all things, at all times. I enjoy the blessings of God in my life, and I know that you do yours too, for God is always around. And I give thanks that this is so, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Oz. All right. We be here at 10:30 Mountain Time every Sunday. Please join us next week and all Sundays. Again, next week we're going to be in costume. I I know that's Faith's favorite thing is to dress up in costume for it. And we're going to be talking about superstition. So make sure and be here next week, 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time. In the meantime, stay safe. Wear a mask. We love you. Thank you for being here. Bye.